Let's be honest, we all think that people who get good grades study for at least 5 hours per day, right? Well, I'm about to share some good news with you. Hey team, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tasha and I'm a student athlete. Many parents, especially in Malaysia, stop their kids from actively playing sports because they're scared it will affect their studies. Well, I have been playing volleyball competitively since I was 10, and somehow I managed to get straight A's for all of my major exams. So I always get this question, how do you find the time to study? Or how do you balance your sports and studies? Well, the secret is to study smart and not hard. Hiya! My teacher also always say that you think you so smart. Whoa, calm your tits, auntie. I didn't say I was smart. I said I know how to study smart. Which brings us to tip number 1. Hack your mind. You know, when you watch a movie, you usually remember the beginning and the ending way better. Whatever happens in the middle, you don't remember much about it. Well, this is actually a science problem, and it's called the serial position effect. So the serial position effect basically means that you always remember the beginning and the end of the something way better than the middle. The middle, you can't really remember much of it. Which is why studying for 5 hours doesn't really make sense. You see, the longer you study, the longer the middle part where everything you don't really remember becomes. And sorry to say, my friends, but that's basically useless. We want quality, not quantity. So, how do we solve this? Simply by studying for shorter periods and breaking our study sessions. So, instead of studying history for 3 hours and chemistry for another 2, wait, is that even possible? Try this instead. Study history for 20 minutes and then take a 10-minute break. And then study chemistry for another 20 minutes and then take a 10-minute break. Keep repeating this until you feel that you've studied enough for the day. By doing this, you're making sure that your mind is always fresh and ready to learn. But it's important to remember that while you're studying for those 20 minutes, it's important to be fully focused. Keep your phone outside of your room or put it on flight mode. Remember, we want a quality 20 minutes of studying, no distractions at all. Tip number 2. Use your small time to study. Okay, so I admit, small time is just a word I made up, but basically it means the time that we use waiting for our teachers, waiting for our parents, waiting for our friends, whatever, you get it. It's just the little extra time that we have every day. So, if you're having an exam soon, instead of scrolling through Instagram, take out those short notes that you made before and just make use of the time and go through them. All this small time actually adds up to a lot, and you'll be surprised how much studying you can get done. This was a trick I used, especially when I had training and competitions right before an exam. And if people look at you like you're some weirdo, screw them! You're doing something good for yourself, and you should be proud of that. Okay, so the last tip is to work on your weakest subject every day.
No, God!
No, don't leave now. I promise it's not as bad as it sounds. What I mean is that we work on our weaker subject a little bit every day. For example, my weakest subject was always maths. Yup, our best friend at maths. So I forced myself to do 2 questions every day. Look, I even made a book just to write down questions and stuff inside. Woo! The point is, I only did 2 questions every day. Only 2. You see, the beauty of this is that we're always in contact with the subject and our mind becomes used to it. And also, it's easy for us to do because we only need to do 2 questions. Another thing that I did was that I read 1 BM karangan and 1 English essay every day. Only one of each. One thing that I would recommend is to write down nice phrases in your book. So right before exam, you can just go through this book instead of having to write a bunch of essays or read like a whole bunch of karangan. You save time and you also save your brain from getting fried. So that's it. 3 tips to study when you literally have no time. I hope that this video added value to you, and don't take my word for it. Try it out for yourself and let me know down in the comments below if it worked for you. If you found this helpful, share it to your friends, your siblings, your cousins, your uncles, your aunties. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. And that's a wrap.